Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. For those who don't know, my name is Matthew and this is Matthew Hawker Gaming. So today we're going to do another MTG Arena video, and you say last time I featured my Elf deck. So that was the deck I first got to Mythic with, and now we're going to feature my Goblin deck. So right, I'm going to go into the deck and it's going to be structured a lot like last time. I'm going to show you a little bit about the deck, I'm going to tell you about the card choices and various things, and then we're going to go into some gameplay. So we're playing Historic today. Well, I mainly play Historic on Arena, other than that and Draft anyway. So we're going to explain a little bit about the deck, and we're going to then go into some gameplay. Right, and so those that were watching last month, just a quick update. As I say, last month I got to Mythic for the first time with the Elf deck that I featured. And then this month I built this Goblin deck, which is doing all right. I mean, so I've got to numbered rankings for the first time as well. I mean, so I think this is probably not going to be as good as the Elf deck, but like it is as good as you can make it within the constraints, basically, of it, because not all the decent goblins are legal in this format. And so those that don't know me in paper, I play Commander, and I play a lot of Draft and Sealed deck. But they say I've got lots of experience. I've been playing since 2001. I've played lots of decks in paper and lots of paper play, and I've played lots of 60 cards, and I've played lots of Goblin decks and things. So I know what I'm talking about. And say I've also got the equivalent of Mythic in other games on this month as well. I've got the equivalent in like Eternal. I'm in like the top couple of hundred. And I've also got a rank under in Hearthstone, or rank under in TCG Pocket, for instance. All right, let's explain the deck. So this is the. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I mean, to say that everyone like Goblins. I think it's one of the most classic fantasy tribes. Whereas Goblins, some of the Magic things that hasn't been doing recently haven't been fantasy. Although they have Goblins in them. There's even Drift had Goblins, like this start your engine, jump start Goblin things. Alright, Skirk Prospector is the first Goblin we have in the deck, and they say most of these cards are going to be a 4 of. I'll tell you when they're not a 4 of. So Skirk Prospector is just a single red for a 1/1. It doesn't look fantastic on paper, but it has the ability to sacrifice a Goblin, add red to your mana pool. Now this in combination with things is great for Goblins, because it enables you to get a lot of mana fast, and they're not like elves. They don't directly tap for mana. And when you say that turns all your goblins into Lotus Petals. Those that don't know Lotus Petal is a 0 casting cost artifact where you can sack for mana of any colour. So it's basically a third of a black lotus. Right, so that's Scope Perspective. Then we've got our first 2 of, which is Conspicuous Snoop, and he's also one of the new cards in the thing. He came out in M21, although M21's a fair while ago now. So we've got double red for a 2/2. It's played with the top card of your library revealed. It has the future sight basically effect, so you may cast X from the top of your library. In this case, it's Goblins. As I say, there's another one, the green one, that has a similar effect. I think it's a Vizier of the Menagerie, I believe. It's like for creatures. It's as long as and this also has another ability. So it's as long as the top card of your library is a Goblin, the creature has all activated abilities of this card. So there's not that many in this deck. There's really not Krenko or not a lot else. Okay, so we'll go on to the next one. It's another 4 of. They said this doesn't look great on paper. It's a 1 and a red for a 1/1, but when it enters, it creates a 1/1 red Goblin creature token. Anyway, it's definitely, the tokens are definitely handled reasonably on Arena, other than when there's lots of them, because you don't need the tokens, you basically generate them automatically. Anyway, so it doesn't look fantastic on paper. It's basically similar to what I would value to something like a Raise the Alarm, which is a 1 and a white spell to make 2 1/1s at instant speed, basically. So it's a sorcery Raise the Alarm, but you have a load of Lord's effect in the deck, which basically buff the Goblins up, and your aim is to go quite wide. Right, it's the same as the Elf deck in theory, but both of them go wide. Alright, so this is what the newest Lord in the deck. Those who don't know the Lords, basically, they're a series, a cycle that date back to like Alpha, I believe. As I say, where there was the Lord of Atlantis, and like Goblin King. Goblin King, for comparison, was a 1 and a red for a 2/2. It gave all your other goblins +1/+1 and Mountain Walk. They don't really do that, the land walking abilities that much anymore. Anyway, so this is Runevelt Horde Master, came out in Dominaria United. It's a 1/1 for 1 and a red. It pumps your other goblins, but this has another good ability on it. It's whenever this creature or another goblin you control dies, exile the top card of your library. If it's a goblin creature, you may cast that card until the end of your next turn. So it's a red card advantage kind of thing, and if the creatures are dying due to like a board wipe spell, it's sort of way to recover. Then we've got Wily Goblin. It's double red for a 1/1. It's when he enters created treasure token. It's basically there's also an achievement for sacking X treasure. I just did it today, literally. I think it's 100, I believe you have to sacrifice. It also makes double red pip for Nick Foss as well. Then we've got Goblin Chieftain, one of the older lords in the deck. It's 1 and red for a 2/2. It has haste and its other goblin creatures you control are +1/+1 and haste. Right, then we've got the Goblin Matron. So we've got a full set of Goblin Matrons. So the Goblin Matron, for those that don't know, is 2 and red for a 1/1. When the creature enters, you may search your library for a Goblin card, reveal the card and put it into your hand and then shuffle. It's when they go to the hand rather than into play, but some of them are top of the library. Right, so the Goblin War Chief. This, I think, is the best of the lords in the deck. It basically it's 1 and a red, and it's an uncommon as well. Most of the other ones were rares at the time. Some of them were rares. Oh no, I don't think Chieftain was a rare. Oh yeah, Chieftain was a rare. Yeah, Chieftain was a rare. Goblin War Chiefs was definitely an uncommon. Anyway, it's 1 and red for 2/2. It's Goblin spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and it's goblins you control have haste, so it reduces the cost of all your goblins by 1 colourless pip and gives your goblins haste. Then we got a 2/, we got Goblin Ringleader for 3 red. This hadn't been printed for a while before M20. Anyway, you need to say it's a 2/2 with haste. When it enters, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all goblin cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So everything's in the deck other than land are goblins. Right, so then we've got Krenko. So Krenko is more played in Commander, generally as the Commander. It's 2 red for 3/3. It's legendary, so it means we've only got 3 in the deck, which means you don't want to draw too many. Oh, I don't take any credit for the deck list. I got it from Untapped. It's basically one of these sites that you get deck lists for. I also use the Untapped overlay. So credit to whoever did the deck list I'm copying, basically. I will share the deck list with you. It will be below the video in the comments section. Right, that's Krenko. He basically taps to create XX red goblin creatures where X is the number of goblins you control. So it's like a goblin overrun, effectively. And you can do it at instant speed, and it's even better when it has haste, which most of the lords do. Then we've got Muxus, which is the most expensive. I think it's the most expensive goblin at 4 red and a red for a 4/4. But when he enters, reveal the top 6 cards of your library, put all goblin creatures with mana value 5 or less from among them onto the battlefield. They're worth bearing in mind, they go onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. When he attacks, he gets +1/+1 to the end of the turn for each other goblin you control. What are people's favourite goblins? Let me know in the comments section. I remember Goblin Lackey when I played that first of all in like extended. He ran me off a game of a 4-card mulligan. It was like Mountain Goblin Lackey. Goblin Lackey, for those who don't know, is a 1/1 that puts a goblin into play from your hand if it deals combat damage to the opponent. So I put in a Siege Gang Commander and drop Goblin Pile Driver. And say some of those aren't legal in this format. Right, anyway, we've got 15 mountains. Pick your basic mountain. Cavern of Souls, we play those as a full 4 of, because we need to protect Muxus if we're spending a lot of mana. And generally there's quite a few like counter decks in the meta game, which I'll try and show you when we go to those matchups. Cavern of Souls basically makes your goblins uncountable as long as you use the mana from the coloured mana for it. Then we've got, so we're only playing 21 lands as well. In this deck of light. Basically the prospectors and that, your curve is quite low and you've got a load of accelerators. So you've got Cavern of Souls as a 4 of, then we've got Nick Foss as a 2 of. I mean, you say Nick Foss is quite good, but you don't like getting it in your opening hand, because if you have 2, like say draw 2 Nick Fosses, they're not very useful. And they also interfere with a lot of your spells because they've like got double red pips in it. Alright, we're going to go into some gameplay now. And we're going to be the same, show you the similar thing to last time. So I'm in Historic. I got to Mythic this thing again. So now we're going to go to Historic Ranked, and I'm going to play the Goblin deck and wish me luck. Right, as I say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you're new to the channel. It helps grow the channel. We're keen to keep doing these arena videos. And my opponent isn't playing a companion. We're going against. He's got 96. I'm only 91. I did drop a tad, possibly because I was playing this deck. But like, I want to play this deck, and even if it's not like tier 1. I don't think it's tier 1. I feel this hand isn't great. I want the 1-drop accelerator, to be honest. I think it's okay. I think I'll probably be greedy and send it back. Now, that's one of the clunky hands, unfortunately, that I tried to explain to you. We've got double Nick Frost. If I had a single mountain, I'd keep it. Oh, okay, this isn't looking great. Okay, we'll keep that. So basically, now we can send these back. So basically, if we want to keep the second respect as irrelevant. I don't know about if I want the chieftain or the instigator. I mean, I'm inclined to put the matron back, or is it the chieftain? I'm not sure. No, because the reason why I put that back rather than the other one is because I'm trying to get Marxus, so I want to play. I don't necessarily, depending on the matchup, know if Marxus needs haste or not. I'd rather keep it. Right, so to get to the thing, so we see what our opponent's playing. I'm beginning to learn a bit more about the decks in the kind of meta game. It's part of the magic and TCGs in general. It's not just knowing your deck; it's knowing what the opponent player is playing as well. So they've played. So I think they've played a red-green land. So that isn't necessarily indicative of anything. I think it could be delirium based or something along those lines. It could also be Charbelchers. They play these kind of modal lands because they don't play any basics. So we just attack. Our turn is quite. I mean, I think we can kill them in 2 turns. But like, so next time we're going to play Goblin Matron. Yeah, I said as I said, it is delirium. So you have to be careful with them. They generally make, and they play at 2 damage at instant speed board wipe, which I do believe just went into their graveyard. If I can show that to you. Yeah, so they're playing Vampire's Vengeance. They play this main deck. It's 2 damage to each non-vampire creature. Create a blood. They also could be just playing straight reanimated. They're trying to get Galter into play. So, I mean... yeah, they could just be straight kind of reanimated. I don't think they normally play Galter in the list, but we'll see. Anyway, I think I can make Muxus in like 2 turns, unfortunately, but like it needs a haste as well. Alright, so we've got Muxus in hand. So now instead of that we can tutor for something else. So we go Goblin Matron. So we can get 7 mana. So I'll take another thing. So we get. I'll probably get. I need the haste thing. I'll get the Goblin War Chief. We can attack all in. And then see what happens because I can get Muxus. The chances are, if we put Muxus on the table, he'll draw something that has haste anyway. And be wary, they can kill 2 damage across the board at instant speed, so I haven't committed another Goblin. Right, so they're getting... So this is one of the things, so it's like a tutor basically, if they have Delirium, and say currently they have land, instant, creature and sorcery, so they have 4. So we don't have very long. We probably need to win next turn. I can get 7 mana next turn, of which basically I want to play 6 mana into the Muxus. Then I can sack things to play the War Chief if I need to. We need to probably win this turn. Alright, so we need to play Muxus. We auto play. Yeah, we don't have very long. Right, so we're looking at hopefully hitting. I mean, so they only have colours mana open, so they're probably not going to be able to interact with it. Alright, so we just win now. We've got the haste enabled, so we can go activate ability on this. Make 5 goblins. It doesn't actually matter what they do now. Right, so we can do auto pay. We're going to sack Cranko because we're going to play another one. And we're going to get some triggers from this. So like playing things from Exile is one of the achievements as well. We don't need to do that anyway. So but we're going to basically we're going to sack a load of goblins. We're going to play another Cranko and we're going to play a thing. We'll see how much damage we can do. Goblin Chieftain. Auto pay. Submit 1. Submit 2. And I tried to record this video before, but I was playing in the one of the events, and the games aren't as interesting because the people generally aren't playing better decks. So I tried to play this mode instead. So we just sack this. We can do more if we want to, but I don't think we need to. I think we're just going to get on with it. It doesn't really matter how many we get. It's enough because they don't have coloured mana open. Although in some formats they can do something. It's right. That's fine. I'm just going to attack now. There's no reason to. They brought Marxus. Marxus will get bigger, and they'll take. Haven't done the maths, lots. Right, so that was the first win. We'll show you. We'll see how many games we can go in. As you see, I went up from 91 to 92, I believe. And then you say I was born in 82 for comparison. Right, no, so I say we'll see how many games we'll show you. We'll try and get a mixture. Yeah, the games in the other mode, and there were two very uninteractive decks. I played against Storm and like a Lotus Field thing, so they weren't the best games to show. And I played against the life game deck, and that took forever. Oh, I had the fan on, the background fan. Sorry if you heard that in the background. I have a fan on in the room because it gets really quite warm in here. So sorry about that. I hope that doesn't come out. Right, so we're going to send that one back. It doesn't do anything. Anyway, despite our bad opening in the last game, it was alright. We got double cap. We'll keep it. So right, what we're going to send back? I'm tempted to send. I don't really know. Marxus isn't that good. I'll send back Marxus. I'll potentially send back one of the Snoops. We'll keep it and see. Alright, so we go Mountain Pass. Yeah, sorry if the fan was on, I forgot to turn it off. This looks like we're playing against the same deck as we played against the last time, basically, because they play all the shifting woodlot lands. The aim is to establish Delirium in green-red, and then basically it becomes a copy of target permanent in your graveyard. And you basically copy either Omniscience or something along those lines, and that normally gets you the game. I mean, you say I don't have any way to blow it up in this thing, but for instance, I was playing Besigi in my elf deck that would deal with it as a 2-of. Yeah, this looks very similar to going to be like the last game. It's whether our hand's not as good either. Right, so we're going to play the Snoop. We've got a Krenko on top of our library. See, what do people think about whether seeing the top card revealed, does it help you more or the opponent? It's debatable, I think. Anyway, I think it helps the person, because the more information you have, you're more inevitably the person that knows what they're doing to play as well as they can. Anyway, so they've got, these are the Eldrazi spawn for those that don't know. Eldrazi is one of the most played decks in the format. Yeah, so they're using this cathartic power. This is basically either a 3 damage target creature or planeswalker, or discard, it's like a Faithless Looting. The difference between this one being, this one is at instant speed, rather than the sorcery of the other ones. Right, so we can have Goblin again. I could go off-piste, but it's fine. So you've got to think, that say they've got Faithless Looting in their hand. Okay, so we're going to go Goblin Chieftain. And they know we've got Krenko. They could have the, as we've seen, they know they have the 2 damage ball wipe across the board. But we'll attack and see what happens. They're not going to block, I don't think, unless they're not shy of mana. They're probably getting there. They're not going off this turn. They may go off the turn after. The thing is, if they get the Ulamog back, they're not going to get the cast trigger anyway. As you see, I said they've got Omniscience. One of the key cards in the format. Alright, so we've got Nykthos, so what do we think? We've got a land on top, so the land isn't going to do anything, so we can play the Nykthos. The Goblins are going to have haste. So right, so we can play Krenko. So we can put 2 into that and put 4 into that. I don't know what the correct thing is, but like we can play the Ringleader. I'm going to play Krenko. So that's 4. And it has haste, so that's fine. So we might as well activate it now. Right, 2, 4, 6, 8. We've only got 11 damage. We might as well attack. I don't think we can do anything back. We could even play the ringleader. Oh yeah, you've got the blocker as well. Yeah, it's fine, it's okay. So we're either going to lose next turn or not. Right, they've got the Woodlock with Delirium. They can basically copy the Omniscience from their graveyard, and then they can cast everything from their hand for free, basically. Yep. I don't have any response. So that's basically going to make a copy. This is Godfarer's gift. It's the beginning of combat. It's from Amonkhet. So it's beginning of combat on your turn. You may exile a creature card from your graveyard. So create a token that's a copy of it. So is this the Fae of Wishes? Yes, that's Fae of Wishes. To destroy. Okay. Yeah. So basically, this is going to basically take all my permanents now. We might as well just give up now, okay? And it sticks around as well. That's the worst case scenario for that one. Okay, I think we were one turn shy on that one. But it is one of the most played decks, I think. It is the Delirium deck, and that was a more example of a tier 1 deck, I would think. Alright, so we'll carry on. I'll see how many games we'll show you. We'll show you at least another couple, I would think. Let's see if we can see some of the other key players in the meta game, like Eldrazi or something. Yeah, that's a pretty good hand. That's got the Tavern Prospector. It's got Cavern of Souls if I think they're playing things. We've got the Goblin and the War Chiefs, and that's alright. We do not have the Matron for Muxus, but I still think it's a key. Easy key. Hello? I'm using the Spike avatar, though it's what my player type is the person that likes to winning. I'm recording this on PC, I'm recording this on using Streamlabs desktop. I hope it comes out reasonably now. I'm trying to adjust the settings. If you want to see some other MTG content, I do also various things about my paper commander decks. I also do pack openings as well in addition to these arena videos. So next time on arena, so this is probably going to be a red-green landfall deck, which is also not meta as well. So this is comparison. This was when I started in the original Zendikar. This was a mechanic on a white card. Now it's basically color shifted onto a red card. Yeah, so we're getting there now. So we've got Goblin Matron. We can do Goblin Matron into the various pieces. I don't think we're at that much risk. I mean, in theory, you could probably even attack with that. I'm like, do I really? I'm probably not even going to attack with it because I really don't want to fear some random combat trick. Because like a giant growth or something at that point would mean my Prospector would be go, and we'd lose access to the early Muxus or Krenko, for instance. Yeah, so now we can play like Krenko next, or Warchief into Krenko into Muxus, for instance. We're probably realistically not blocking any of these attacks. So they've basically just played a land now, so that's good, because if they had played one of the fetch lands effectively, the ones where you get 2 landfall triggers. Just take it. Best thing next turn, yeah, so they've got the dog. Right, so we're going to play, I believe yes, that's so this guy does he play, this guy is definitely, he's quite expensive in terms of money as well, from what I remember. He's 1 in the green for a 2/2. It's when a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 on target creature you control. If it's the second turn it resolves, you double it. So they might be trying to build up their double land. Alright, so I basically need to play, probably play Krenko is the best. And then I can get, I think I can play Muxus into it next turn. So in theory I can sack a load of goblins to make a load of fresh ones and attack. I'm probably not blocking next turn regardless, so I can play Goblin War Chief. Then I can make 4 goblins to sack, then get Goblin Matron and sack them to make Muxus, and I think that's probably enough. Casting Thriller Possibility, maybe they're trying to dig for a land actually, because like the landfall deck needs to play their lands. Yeah, that's one of the lands that I was assuming they're going to play. We can't block anyway. We're just trying to get as value as possible. So that's 7 on the board. It's not 7. It's going to be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But I'm going to take it. There's no reason to block. I mean, the raptor, the tiger has the cub, sorry, has trample. The dogs do not, but like. Is that enough? That's 12. Get to take 12. There's 6. And then we get my turn, so like I don't think there's anything they can realistically do. So we go goblin. Take action, we search for Muxus, obviously. Then we obviously have to play this now because we need to do it. Then we go Muxus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go, and here comes Muxus. As you see, they've got haste. Alright, so now we don't need to attack. Do we so 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it'll be 10. Muxus will be 10, 12, 14, 16. Oh, it's only 18. Alright, so we might need to do another thing as well. So we might need to play the War Chief. Hold on, let me check I've read it correct. When it attacks, it gets +X for each other goblin. Oh, it's each other goblin you control. So we get, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Oh, so it'd be 10, 12, 14, 20. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Yeah, it's only 18. I won't attack. I don't think you can kill me. It's not enough. That turn was not enough. Yep. Yeah, because these don't have trample. The cub has trample, but sure. I think we might even have to block it actually. I'll die to a combat trick, but like, oh, instant speed, fetch land, cute. Fair enough. Yeah, we were short. We couldn't do 20 damage. We could only do 18 damage. And I thought the chances of them getting a land weren't high at instant speed. All right, we'll lose. That's fine. I could have blocked, but I feel I'm not killing them if so. That's fine. Could I play the War Chief and given my goblins play? Let me know. I think I might have been able to, but like I don't think I had enough. I could have played that first and reduced Muxus down by 1. That would have pumped everything. I don't think I had enough mana. Right. What are we at? 2-2. Let's carry on. We'll see how it goes. We're playing against a Lurus deck, so we haven't played against a Lurus deck, or well, not since I've been recording anyway. So we'll think. I think that's perfectly reasonable. Hand, we've got a mountain, we've got the accelerators. Yes, we'll keep that. Okay, let's go. Lurus doesn't really tell you much about what the opposing player's playing. Really, it could be built in a number of ways. See, I thought the companions were technically a good idea, but like I come from a commander background, and so certain ones were definitely busted. Like the author didn't even release. This is probably not going to be a game. This is basically just the Boris equipment deck by the look of it today. But we're trying to get to the things. If they have the thing to put the equipment into play, we just lose at some point. So I'm going to attack. We're just going to try and race them. So we think this is the Goblin Gatherer, for instance. This is a 1/1 for 1, but it gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. But they play things like the hammer and stuff like that, and they can put it into play. So they makes the goblin huge, and it's a goblin as well. Yeah, so that's the one. So we basically may be dead even this turn. They could have the hammer. If they basically can flash it into play at any point, and we're just dead. It's not going to be an interaction. So I'll pause. Should I block and see what happens? I'll block and see. There you go. So I'm just stone dead. There's literally nothing I can do. I'll take 12 over the top and go to 8. And then there's literally nothing one way my deck can interact with this, so I might as well just give up. Okay, I'll see what I can do. No, I'm just dead. Should we have a bonus game as well? So, like, I mean, I feel there's nothing here. I'll just play it all. Right. Yeah, that was basically, that's their dream situation, is they have the Cigar de Zade. Because if the game goes longer, I don't think the game's that as good as that. And so we can't do anything. We just shake it off. We'll get on with it. Alright, we'll do one more for the thing, and then we'll probably leave it. Alright, what am I going to do this evening? I've got my chinchillas entertainment to sort out. My chinchillas are my pets. I've got 3. They're South American rodents. They are nocturnal, so they come out at night and sleep in the day. Right, so that looks similar to our hand from the last game. Other than hopefully the thing, I don't know what they're playing. This deck looks larger. How do I know? I know it's larger. I look at the deck and it's like, it says 70. It's over 60 cards, people. It's like 78 cards. I'm like, okay, I don't really. The aim is to play the best cards, not just all the cards. And is it okay? Unless they're playing something like Battle of Wits or something, but they're not, because Battle of Wits is the thing. But they're playing the Inspiring Vantage. Yeah, that isn't very good against my deck. It's a good card. It's not good against me in general, because I don't play very many spells. So that's not going to do a huge amount in this matchup. So we're just going to play the accelerators. We're going to basically play this. We're going to go Goblin Matron and get Muxus, and then probably home in from there, hopefully. Right, what people's favourite creature types in Magic? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so that's a Squelch. That's a Toxic Might. I think kill someone with toxic damage is also one of the achievements. The Squelch does have another thing. Its ability. It's basically fricks him, choose a colour. Another target creature control gains toxic 1 and hexproof from colour. Until the end of the turn, anyway. We can do Muxus in 2 turns. The Cavern of Souls. Naming Goblin. Doesn't really matter. We'll get Muxus. They can respond, and then if they have interaction, they'll probably kill the Prospector, which makes sense. If not, I'm going to take the action, get Muxus, and we're just going to pass. I'm not sure what deck they're playing. It's like it's just an aspect. They're playing too many cards for sure. Okay, so they're not just playing a Boris deck. They're playing the Mardu now. What I'm feeling is instant speed interaction, like removal from Muxus. I'm not really blocking regardless of what they're doing, so I can play Muxus next turn. I don't think they've got removal. I'm going to take it. It's got first strike, the Esper Sentinel. It's also human as well. Human and artifact. See, it's a very good card. And as you can see, Squelch can't block now. So now what they basically, if they don't have a removal spell, I think we can just attack with the thing. So we can play Muxus. So we can auto pay. So we pay 4 for it, 5 for that. Sack the Matron. And as you see, I've got Goblin Chieftain, which I can make for it. The retinue, so I'll be able to sack a load of things to give it hate. And they basically just gave up because they can't block. Because Squelch doesn't block, they maybe shouldn't, because they know I have the Muxus. So at least if they have that, they should be able to keep a blocker open. The problem is probably all my goblins were going to have haste, and they're probably just going. Alright, so we're going to leave it there. Alright, so thank you very much for watching again. This has been Matthew, and this has been Matthew Hawker Gaming. So next time, we're probably going to, on Arena, we're going to probably either do a... So I want to build a Brawl deck. I haven't quite finished a Brawl deck. I know what Brawl deck I want to build. I want to build a Goblin Brawl deck. So that's going to be, I think I need a lot more wildcards. I need like something like 20 wildcards. So it's going to take me a while. So in the meantime, I might do. I'll carry on. I'll show you some more content. So I'm going to either do some more Arena. Check out my Arena video. I'm going to do at least one draft for each set on Arena to show you, and then I'm going to also look into. I've got a standard deck. I can do a standard video if that interests you people. Anyway, so don't forget to also check out my other MTG content for pack openings, and I do Commander. And you see, I also do various video game collection video. I'm also a big video game collector, so check out those. They will be linked in the playlist, and don't forget the deck list will be under the video in the comments. And you say thanks very much for watching. This has been Matthew. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.